Overview: Understanding the funding process. Show me the money. Cuba Gooding famously screamed to Tom Cruise and Jerry Maguire, but it just as easily could be said by many a small business person these days. There is no doubt that finding the money to start, run, or grow a business is more challenging today than in the recent past. But that said, it is still very doable. Want proof? As you drive down the street, notice all of the small businesses that line the road, or do a Google search for all of the small businesses in your city. There are a lot of small businesses in your city, in your state, and in the country. How many? Try 30 million or so. If they found the money, so can you. In all likelihood, finding the money you need will require that you tap several resources, not just one or two, as had been the case previously. Let's say that you need $100,000 to start a business. While one loan for the whole amount is possible, what is far more probable is that you might instead use a combination of some of the following: savings, retirement funds, credit cards, friends and family loans, SBA loans, crowdfunding, microloans. Financing comes in a variety of forms, and as such, if you want to fund your dream, you too will need to be creative and resourceful. What works? Whatever sources you eventually use to fund your business, it will nevertheless be true that there are some things you can do to ensure that you get fully funded, and make no mistake about it. Not having all the money you need seriously damages your ability to successfully execute your plans. Now, is it true that you may not get all the money you want or when you want it? Of course. In fact, it is probably safe to say that a majority of startups begin with less than optimal funding. Yet even so, the following tips will assist you in getting as close to that magic 100% funded figure as possible. Note, this book is intended to offer a multitude of funding options for whatever needs a reader may have, be it starting a business, expanding, meeting payroll, or what have you. Accordingly, those options will generally be used interchangeably herein, unless circumstances require otherwise, such as a resource is more applicable to startups than growth. Understand the difference between debt and equity financing. Historically, there have been two ways to finance a business: debt financing and equity financing. Note, today there are many more options available that don't fall so easily into these broad categories. For example, a new concept called crowdfunding. These two will be discussed thoroughly. Debt financing is, as the name suggests, where you take on debt to finance the business. This may be a bank or family loan, for instance, but whatever type it is, the distinguishing characteristic is that you take on debt that you must pay back. Equity financing is different. Equity financing occurs when you barter away or sell a portion of your business in exchange for cash. This is money you do not have to pay back. The catch is that you end up owning less than 100% of the business and will have partners to consider. Both debt and equity options are discussed throughout the book. Draft a business plan. Maybe you think you do not need a business plan because you plan on completely financing your startup or growth endeavor on your own with no outside investors. Wrong. You still need a business plan. Consider this. Would a pilot ever fly from New York to Los Angeles without a flight plan? Of course not. His flight plan tells him in which direction to head, how much fuel he will need, important landmarks to look for on the way, and so on. It lets him know whether he is headed in the right direction or is off course.